All CEOs will tell you the strength of your staff is the foundation to build your business on. But finding the right staff that has the right fit for the direction of your company is always a challenge. And for startups with dreams of supersonic growth, the right people at the right time is what you need. To decode this age-old problem, Shaun Fox met with a recruiter with a difference, nudges Steve Grace.
Recruitment companies were not set up to recruit for startups. They didn't understand the funding journey. They didn't understand the kind of individuals you need for pre-seed or seed or Series A, B, C, D, IPO. Completely
There's
different
a
kind
sort of constitution that you need with those sort of characters.
Yeah, totally different kind of constitution, different personality traits, different everything. And the recruitment consultants didn't understand that. They also didn't understand how to sell an ESOP plan because they didn't understand an ESOP plan. They didn't really understand anything. They didn't understand that it wasn't about profit, it was about growing recurring revenue. So they were very uneducated. So what they were doing, and what my consultants were doing, was sending the same people to Macquarie Bank and CommBank as they were sending safety coaching. Doesn't work. I'd love to say it was that thoughtful, but I really just sat down and thought, why do recruiters hate startups and why do startups hate recruiters, and just try to solve those issues. What happened from that is that you embed yourself in this ecosystem, right? And then we started dealing with venture capital companies. Then we started dealing with private equity companies who wanted us to work with their portfolios. Then we started working with accelerators. And you can see how this is growing. So I meet the founders, I sit down and talk to them, I ask them what their problems are. If it's usually funding or it's branding, whatever it is, we help them achieve that. We don't ask for anything in return. It's completely valuable.
So you're networking that for them.
Just completely doing that for them. And of course, the effect of that is they get funding and they grow, and guess who they come back to?
Work is there.
And as soon as we change to that sort of give model, then the return just went exponential.
It's amazing using that inclusive. We've done a lot of research now on what the new generations are looking at, right? X, Y, and Alpha, 2010 babies. Inclusiveness is what people want to see. Giving away to somebody in another venture or, partnering or, networking in places like this and going, look, what can I do to help you? It will then beget.
It comes back double fold. And they see that if they come back to you, then you've got the ability to help another 10 founders. And you create this circle of life. So we're also building another course online, because we've got so much time, to teach people what it's like to work for a startup. Because when you go from corporate to startup,
so you're going to give them that exposure.
It's a huge change,
Massively.
right? Massive change, and there's different vocabulary and there's different thought processes. So we need to help those guys work out, okay, I'm leaving Westpac and I want to go to a fintech. Do I need early stage? Do I need Series D? So we're going to help them understand with their skill set and their personality and where they fit.
Give them some exposure too to is it going to be the right fit to me? Because as you said before, it's a whole different engine and beast.
Whole different engine.
We employ a lot of corporate people, very high-powered corporate people who've gone, we want to now come and work in somewhere that's innovative and surprise and exactly that, to pull them in. We do get a few that come through and then freak right out and go, oh my God, I can't handle this. And it's the speed that we move at. Look at what you've done the last 2 years.
It is the speed. That does freak them out. And you want them not to freak out, right? And it's the number one mistake I see founders make in early stages. They go and hire someone from LinkedIn or Salesforce or Atlassian even, right? And they're different kinds of businesses. You can't come, just because that business was a startup, it's now a corporate and it's a different world. And hopefully that will help people have a better transition and make less wrong hires and give people an idea of where they fit before they start looking.
Now, what are you seeing in terms of remuneration for somebody who wants to get into a startup and go and work? Is it the normal standard flow that we've seen before? This is how much I want to earn, etc. Because we know that startups don't have a great deal of cash. You want to bag someone quite high.
You say that. It's not necessarily true. So with the equity, it's becoming more common. People want it, but they still don't understand it.
And are you educating then also founders within there what the expectations are of a salary or to really nail some of those really high profile employees?
The best thing about recruiting for founders is they want your advice. They want you to tell them. They want to know. And the market moves so quickly right now. You've got to, what happened 6 months ago is not what's happening now. So they want to hear that. So with a corporate or someone with a big head of talent or head of people, they think they know it all, they've got no interest, they just want you to execute. We don't like working with them. We like working with people who understand and go on the journey and understand that when you're hiring in a startup, what you're looking to hire isn't usually what you hire. The role evolves during the recruitment process, and it's more about the individual than necessarily the skills.
I was just going to say, there's a lot of passion in what you're doing now. So final question, where do you see the industry going? Do you see the industry starting to move this direction that you're
in the recruitment industry? I think they'll have to, because I think there's too much opportunity for people to ignore it. And you know the old saying, right? If they're copying you, you're already ahead of them because you're doing something new.
Absolutely, right?
So I'm living my life.
All right, thank you so much for chatting with me today.